It is no longer news, gentlemen of the press, that against NNPC over the years, and even in recent time, against NNPC and its operation, the opaque nature of NNPC. There have been several complaints by well-meaning Nigerians. Petitions have flown around. There are petitions before the National Assembly against the working of NNPC. You are all aware. I need not bore you all into some of all these details. But you are aware that there have been allegations against the NNPC over importation of high sulfur petroleum into this country. You are also aware of various falsifications of documents, you understand, against the NNPCL, and so many incompetence associated with the NNPC boss. Very recently, the House of Rep set up a committee, a joint committee, downstream and midstream committee, to look into these various allegations of Nigerians about what is going on in NNPC. There is no reason why Nigeria, which is one of the largest producers of oil, petroleum product, will be buying fuel at a very exorbitant price. Not just buying fuel at exorbitant price, but there is no availability as we speak. There are still queues in our filling station as we speak. So the House of Rep set up a committee, downstream, midstream, headed by two fine gentlemen, Honorable Imo Ugochinyere and Henry Okoji, to look into these various cries of Nigerians. And we are here to let this committee know our position. It is a very commendable committee that was set up, giving the two gentlemen at the helm of affairs. We want to urge members of this committee, before this, we understand that they have done their inaugural sitting, before they commence hearing, they should make a recommendation to the president for the suspension forthwith of the group managing director of NNPCL. We are talking about the person of Mele, Kyari. They should also recommend the suspension to the president of Mr. Farouk Lawal, who is the boss of the Nigerian midstream, downstream petroleum regulatory authority. They should also recommend to the president the suspension forthwith of Bala Wunti, who is also in charge of the NNPC downstream investment management. We are calling on them to do this because it is very, very important. There is no way the committee will sit and investigate why the various allegations against these persons, why the head of these agencies that we have just listed, the head are still in the helm of affairs. There is no way justice can be done, because they will do everything within their powers to thwart the effort of the committee and to thwart the effort of Mr. President's renewed hope agenda. Mr. President mean well for the country, we know that. But unfortunately, these elements are not helpful to the president. Mr. Mele Kyari has been there for a very long time. He's not the only Nigerian that can manage the affairs of NNPC. There have been a lot of complaints against him, a lot of complaints. He seemed very untouchable, and this is not a good omen for this country. Nigeria is a great nation. A lot of countries respect Nigeria, and we expect the House of Assembly, the House of Rep, to take the bull by the horn, to make this recommendation to the president for the suspension immediately of these persons that we have mentioned. And we urge Mr. President, we know that he means so well for this country. If such recommendation is put before him, the president should not hesitate to make sure he approves this recommendation and call for the suspension of Mele Kyari forthwith. And we want to also urge this committee set up by the House of Rep, not only to look into this allegation, there are also allegations of the OVH energy acquisition. Gentlemen of the press, you are aware, some years ago, about 2 years ago, the NNPC told us that there is a merger. They have acquired the OVH energy. There is a legal merger between the OVH energy, whereby whopping 140 billion naira was spent for this acquisition. Yet the same NNPC came out to tell us that the acquisition did not see the light of the day. So a lot of things have gone down the drain. There is a lot of underhand dealings in this matter. And we call on this committee to look into the OVH energy. Look into that. I'm talking about the acquisition this time around. To look into it, because I know that the head of these agencies, these organizations, will be very, very culpable if the books of the OVHL energy is opened. And this is why we are here. This is a clarion call to the president to ensure the suspension forthwith of Mele Kyari and his cohorts. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. We are open to questions, if any, and will respond appropriately. It is not only based on falsification and fraud, it is based on incompetence. The incompetence of Mele Kyari, with all due respect, stinks like a skunk. Look, let me tell you, there is no way the Mele Kyari and others we accept the allegation made by Dangote. There is no way they will accept it. Yes. And if you go to the books, you will never see their names in those books. They operate through proxy. Dangote couldn't have made such a sweeping allegation. He couldn't have made that. So this is what we are saying. It borders on incompetence of the head of that organization. He's been there for a very long time. There are so many competent Nigerians. Look, our situation today is like a man living by the shore of river, of a sea, but does not have water to drink. We have we have oil in this country, so many oil, but yet we can't get fuel. So many cars are packed. And remember, NNPC, there was an allegation again, some time ago, of importation of fake fuel in this country that destroyed so many people's vehicles. So many people's vehicles were destroyed. What happened? Committee was set up. What happened to that committee? We didn't hear of any compensation. And do you know that the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Regulatory Committee do not have any functional laboratory? Because if they do, such kind of adulterated fuel couldn't have found its way into Nigeria in the first place. So we are calling for outright suspension of these gentlemen so that to pave way for other very competent Nigerians to fit in. Please remind me of the second leg of your question. I don't know if I've exhausted.
This is that the committee
yes.
asked the various parties in this
yes.
to suspend all action pending their hearing of
yes.
So are you not allowing the committee to finish?
No, we are allowing the committee. In fact, we cannot even stop the committee. We are saying that the committee, why they are going about their job, they should recommend forthwith to the president for the suspension of Mele Kyari. It doesn't stop them from performing their function. Because if they do not recommend the suspension of Mele Kyari and others, it is going to affect their job. Because they are in possession of very, very vital documents. Don't forget, we are talking about falsification of documents. We are talking about so many allegations, damning allegations. So putting them, for them to remain at the helm of affairs will not help the functions of this committee. This is just our very simple plea.